We just wanna party, just go. We just wanna party. This is America. Don't got you slipping now. Look how I'm living now. Police be tripping now.
The reason Trayvon Martin died was because he looked a certain way. He was wearing a hoodie and he looked a certain way, and that way is how gangstas look.
This is America. Don't got you slipping now. Look how I'm living now. Police be tripping now.
What's your message to black kids, to people of color? That their biggest contribution to justice and self-fulfillment is to parade around with a chip on their shoulder like a victim? And Colin, how dare you sit there and blame white people for the problems of the minority community?
Let's talk about systematic oppression, also referred to as institutionalized oppression. Occurs when established laws, customs, and practices systematically reflect and produce inequalities based on one's membership and targeted social identity group. Through systematic oppression of Black Americans, there are horrific inequalities in education, employment, housing, healthcare, the mass incarceration, and levels of poverty dividing Blacks and white Americans. So yes, that should be the message. Black people, you should parade around with a chip on your shoulder because you are a victim. And you should continue to fight to get the same privilege as a white person.
If this country disgusts you so much, leave. I guarantee there are thousands and thousands of people around the world that would gladly take your spot. The country that you have so much disdain for, that allows you the right to speak your mind. It protects your right to be a whiny, indulgent, attention-seeking crybaby. It also protects my right to shred you for it.
Because God forbid that you peacefully stand up against unjust killings of Black Americans by our own police officers. Because there will be people that will shred you for it.
You dress like a thug, people are going to treat you like a thug. That's true. I stand by.
We say Black Lives Matter, and they protest and say all lives matter. Well, let me give you an analogy. Bob is sitting at the dinner table. Everyone else gets a plate of food except Bob. Bob says Bob deserves food. Everyone at the table responds with, everyone deserves food, and continues eating. Although everyone deserves food is a true statement, it does nothing to actually rectify the fact that Bob doesn't have food.
You are not a victim. You need to stand up and take responsibility.
I have to tell you, I do have a firearm on me.
Don't reach for it then. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out.
You just killed my boy. He wasn't.
Don't pull it out.
Yeah, I was on that corner, trying to get my coins up. Coppers run up on us and we turn a Jackie Joyner. White man kill a black man, they never report us. Black man kill a white man, they gon' start a war. Mama, she was tore up, sipping on that absolute. Young niggas brainwashed, they just wanna rap and hoop. Could've been a lawyer until they.
This is the reality of most, if not all, Black Americans in this country.
So you can't even sleep yet. That's the only thing we ever saw. We repeat that.
My name is Clarence D. Castile. Today I'm working as a reserve police officer for St. Paul Police Department.
Grew up with the goons, now he need protection. He dropped out of school, then he got arrested. Lord with a blessing, I just hope he learned his lesson.
There is racism in America, yes.
Only made us evil, made us hungry, made us desperate. Youngin' in the 9th grade, he got a Smith & Wesson.
Because some people think they're better than others, I would imagine.
My faith, my prayers, my faith will never be the same.
I'm sure it will, over time.
We're slaves in the 40s, still slaves in the present. No choice for Christmas, and get us no present.
Well, hopefully new generations are born all the time. And most of these people that are coming up in these days and future days will learn, the differences and biases will slowly go away.
They told us if we go to jail, we would be respected. They told us if we make a sound, we would run a check.
Yeah, there's lots of things being done.
Fall to the paradigm, occupied on that
I mean, any type of cultural class that's given, or any type of implicit, explicit bias class that help people to understand different cultures and classes, those are things that, those are tools that we can use to help people understand other cultures and get rid of some of the fears and stories that they've heard.
My faith will never be the same. Young black
I wouldn't say target, but African Americans, you know, have had a mark on them since their entry into the United States 500 years ago. Well, I mean, I haven't experienced any horribly bad racism, but there's just some instances that happened throughout my life to let me know that I am a black man in a white man's world, you know. In one instance growing up, you know, when I first came to Minnesota back in the early 70s, I was at a store. It was called Kmart, yes. I was at a Kmart store and I was walking through the store. I couldn't have been no more than 14 years old. And a white kid walked past me and he said, "Look, Mom, it's a nigger." You know? And this was a small kid. And that kind of blew me away to hear something like that. And then, yeah, that's what I remember.
All right, that's all the questions I have. Thank you for your time. In order for this problem to go away, we all need to acknowledge there is a problem and come together. We have to stop being colorblind and hoping it will get better. We have to make it better.
Young black America.